Ahoy there, Buck fans. What's going on? Welcome to another great episode of Bucs Report, the Aftermath. Look, you already know. You can check us out here, but if you want to hear our sensational voices, Spotify, iHeart, and iTunes. I'll say that again. Spotify, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. But before you get into anything, I need you to grab your rum, need you to get your popcorn, your beer, because we got a whole lot of shit to talk about tonight. We're going to start off, of course, the topics of the night. We're going to start off with, of course, free agency. Some people, it's a divided Bucs community right now, and we're going to evaluate and we're going to assess and talk to y'all on the pros and the cons and the expectations. Then we're going to talk about our little matchup versus the New England Patriots. But again, no further ado, though, let's bring up Coach Slick, a.k.a. the British guy who's always fly. What's going on, Slick? How you doing?
I got my room, man. I'm just sitting back going, what who are we going to get? You know, who are we going to get? Phillips seemed like a nice piece, but what a lot of people don't realize is he's in the final year of his I think he's in the final year of his contract. So if he plays like shit, you've just wasted a third round pick. If he plays well, you got to spend some money. You've got to spend money, yeah. That was the negative. That's the negative I see in that. You've also got to remember that you are going to pay Mike Evans if you want him back, and you're definitely going to have to pay Baker Mayfield, and that ain't going to be a cheap contract this time round.
No,
so it's like
I was waiting, and I was looking at. I'm like, okay, at least get us a rotational pass rusher. At least get us a rotational linebacker. Hell, get us a rotational wide receiver if necessary. Now, I am a little irritated? Yes, Slick, but this just shows me this. This tells me the organization is happy on who they have. The organization is showing me, Bowles is telling me, this is going to be a top 10 defense. Grizzard is telling me this is going to be a top 10 offense by the end of the season. This is telling me Sabassier is going to evolve. This is telling me Grizzard is going to utilize these receivers. This is telling me Gedeke and Bucky are going to be back. This is telling me Hassan will be getting ready. So my expectations now, Coach Slick, is going to be a lot higher because you could have gotten help. You could have done something, but you're telling us, you're telling the Bucs fans. So if we go far, hats off to you. If we stumble, Slick, if we go anything less than 12-5 and we get booted the first round of the playoffs, Jason Light, Bowles, Grizzard, Glazers, I'm going to talk shit. I'm going to be on your ass. I don't want to hear any excuses for Bucs people out there, the Bucs community. Well, no. You got to think this isn't Madden. I didn't say it was Madden, but there are certain players, Slick, that I try to explain. I don't give a fuck if they ask for it that high. That doesn't mean they're going to get it. Prime example, Slick, I want to ask you this. Did Trey Hendrickson get traded anywhere? Did anybody pick up that offer?
No.
You know why? Because people were being smart. Well, most people. I love Hendrickson, but Slick, a first round, wasn't nobody going for that. We're only going to get him for 8 games and then pick up his contract? Absolutely not. The best that they were going to get, I would have, is maybe Slick a third and a fourth, or a third, a fifth, and a player. That's all I'm willing to go for. First, absolutely not. That's what I was trying to explain to my fellow Buck fans out there, Slick, that
and that's if they want to trade him. Like they just paid him, so there's no
yes.
The unhappy camper was him. Like, he wasn't happy there because they weren't interested in him. Now he's gone and got his money. maybe he's all right. Maybe he's happy and he's not seeking a trade. So that means if he's happy, that means the Bengals aren't looking to trade him, which
That's
means
right.
you've got to blow their doors off the hinges and go, this is what we'll give you for him. And they go, you know what, that's just too good to be true. That's just too good. Yeah, well, you can have him. So it is going to be what you just said, first rounders, potentially packaged with third rounders and maybe even players, which is what no one really wants to give up at this point in time unless they're desperate for a pass rusher. And I think the Buccaneers, because they've been able to generate pass rush from blitzing, I think that's what they, at the moment, is what they're going to do. I think they like what they have in the room. And what a lot of people don't realize is pass rushing is pretty simple. I would say you can kind of plug and play them to a degree. Maybe not so much in a bowl system, but you can make it be player friendly and design plays or play calls around that player. But you've got to remember, and a lot of Buccaneers fans don't realize this, it's not plug and play. Guys will have to pick up the playbook, will have to learn the playbook. And there's also that added expectation of like, oh, well, you're a stud, so we're expecting big things from you. If you don't produce, then and it might not be because you're good, you're bad. It might be because it just took you a minute to get everything.
100%. And I want to talk on that side because I want to play devil's advocate. Now, Slick, I was in favor of us getting another player again because I wanted to add rotational depth players to our roster because we were decimated by injuries. So by getting a pass rusher, hey, Hassan, take 2 weeks to get fully back into it. And then when you do come back, now you can be a hell of a rotational piece player where when you do step out there, you're going to be dangerous. A linebacker, hey, Sabassier, if it's taking a little too long for you to understand and catch up, now the pressure's not going to be on you. So when you get out there, we can set up certain packages for you until you're able to get to that level. We got you. That's all I was saying when it comes to the pass rush, because we needed that. Slick, you can never have too many pass rushers. I want to see this team succeed. Slick, and I tried to explain this to Buck fans. Do not be fooled. I get it. Did we have a dominant defensive day? Absolutely, Slick. But I want you guys, Buck fans, hear me out. People who are fans of football, it was the fucking Saints. The Saints suck. The Saints are shit. We're not going to be playing that kind of team every single season, for the rest of the games. And if you think Anthony Nelson is going to be your new guy, go back and watch how he performed against Detroit. And this is no knock to Anthony Nelson. I think he's a fantastic rotational backup piece, but we need a solidified, bona fide edge rushing starter, Slick. That's all I was saying when it comes to acquiring someone. Because, Slick, that win that we had against the Seahawks looks mighty damn good now, don't it?
It does. It really does when you look at it from that perspective. And literally any team that we've faced, obviously there was the kind of run of the Buccaneers are undefeated, but they haven't really played anyone yet. Right. Until we beat the Seahawks. But a lot of those teams that we have beaten, their years don't look as bad now. Like
that's right.
It's kind of catching up. Like, okay, the Falcons are still way behind where the media darlings wanted them to be. And I said to you at the beginning of the season, I think Dave Canales and the Carolina Panthers not necessarily have all the talent in the world, but they believe in what they're doing, and you can see they're a real team. Not that they're full of studs and they have a team that's capable of doing it, but they're unified. They seem to have a goal going forward, and they're all on the same page. Whereas I think the Falcons seem a bit of a fucking disaster, to be honest. At this point, you've got to be looking at the team and go, what the fuck are you doing? You paid a big name coach to come and coach you. Because he was a big name coach at that point in time. You've got the pieces, and you still aren't delivering anymore. You just can't do it. And then now you're letting this bum ass fucking Panthers team with Bryce Young, who had a fucking abysmal day against Green Bay. And it was a dogged win, and their defense did some things. They've never been. They've always had a decent running attack. For as long as I've been watching football, I've been watching football. They've always had a decent running attack with no name guys as well.
Right. Right.
They do it with, the guys you wouldn't really start. They have a lot of depth in those
Yes.
pieces. The
Yes.
guys will pop off now and again. But I also think their win, as good as it was, and that is their best win for Carolina,
Yes.
it's their signature win of the season, other than the fucking absolute smashing of the Falcons. I do think they're going to cause us problems, but I think we could. I believe we can beat anyone on their day, but I think they're the threat to the division right now.
I like that. We'll get to them in a second. I like how you said that, and I'm good. I know this might be a reach, Slick, but to me, the Panthers are the NFC Patriots. Hear me out, guys. They just don't have a. They are a team that's scrappy. They believe in the program. The biggest difference is Canales is not the Patriots coach. He's not. Damn it, what is it? That damn coach name
Mike
again?
Vrabel.
Vrabel, there it is. I was about to say Verhees. I don't know why. He's not Vrabel. Vrabel is more experienced. And as we can see, Slick, Vrabel was not the problem in Tennessee. Tennessee was the problem. Vrabel, again, Patriots don't have a line of superstars. They don't have any. But like you said, Slick, as a coach, you know this. When they believe in when the players believe in the program, they're going to slowly and steadily increase, and they're going to believe in it. And that's why the Packers
and they'll get target wins.
Yeah, and that's why. Well, two things.
I got them going 9. I got them going 9-8.
Me too. Now, when it comes to the Packers, three things. One, overhyped. We tried to tell y'all that Micah Parsons shit was not going to be the X factor. We told you that Jordan Love is not the guy. He threw one of the most abomination throws ever, where if the Panther guy was good, that would have been a pick six. And number three, it's the Green Bay fucking Packers. They don't have anything. So this is what we were trying to explain to everybody. It's like a lot of people are owing you and I an apology. We told people the first 6 weeks of football, you can't really judge everything. It's a week-to-week business. We're going to start seeing real teams, like I'd say by next week. That's when, to me, by week 10 or 11, that's where we're going to see where the true teams are going to come in full circle. Okay, we're going to see where they're going. And the Panthers, I'll say this, like, depending on how the Bucs next 3 games go, if the Bucs, and I'm knocking on wood, I'm saying this in the Lord's name, let's say the Bucs beat the I think we're going to beat the Patriots, the Bills, and let's say we beat the Rams. At that point, Slick, your dream might come true. By the time we get around playing the fucking Falcons, we got the division. And then the Panthers at that point, they still got a decent schedule ahead of them. They might just, I won't say they'll lay down, but they might go, oh, fuck. Like,
I mean, I'd say they got one of the more favorable schedules out of everyone in our division at this point in time. When I last looked, hang on, I'll see if I can pull it up right now, just see where they at. But I know that they got the Saints next week, this week, so we know how that should be a win. Should be a win. But you can never say never, yeah, because we just
you're right. It is still the Panthers.
But it should be. And that, so okay, let me pull this up real quick. So they go, and this is how both teams could win 2 games right now. So they go Saints, Falcons.
Yeah, that's 2 wins probably.
That means they're still behind us if we get 2 wins by a win. Then it gets a bit tougher. They go Niners, Rams, and I can see them losing both of those games.
I do too. I see them losing against the Niners and the Rams. I do.
Then they got Saints, then us. I see them losing both those games. And then this is the last part of the season. This is where they could give up the ghost. Seahawks, then us. It all depends on what situation we're in.
I think they're good. I think because of what the Seahawks have been doing, Slick, I think at this point, the Seahawks, they, like you said, they're believing. They have in their mind, and realistically right now, they can fight for the number 1 spot in the NFC. So
no reason they can't.
And with the addition of Rashid Shaheed, that makes them a dangerous team. So Slick, for all we know, they might fuck around and they might have 13 wins like the Bucs. Look, that's what makes the NFC really great right now, Slick, is that it's a dogfight. There's no clear-cut number 1 team. And I tried to tell people that after that Detroit game, Slick, oh, man, people were like, AJ Turnup tried to tell y'all, Slick, there is no clear-cut number 1 team in the NFC. Everyone has a weakness right now. Detroit, They got their cheeks clapped, and oh yeah, for you Detroit casual fans, it's a little different when the officiating ain't in your favor.
Hey,
Let's
whatever
be
on the
honest.
Commanders, we all thought we were gonna have the second coming of the Commanders.
No, I ain't gonna front. I told you
You
this.
know what I mean?
No, Slick,
The
you know
Cowboys
what
are
I
knocking
said.
on that door.
I said, Slick, I said it earlier. I said this, y'all, and y'all can go to my TikTok, AJ Turnip. I said the Commanders were not going to give back one. Slick, I know a lot of people want to blame JD. First of all, prayers to him. I hope you get healed. Please get better, because that was. And Dan Quinn, you should be fired for that shit. That was fucking stupid. But Slick, I tried to tell people, even before his injuries, what did teams do? Slick, you know this. You are a coach. You adjust.
Yep.
I'm sure you have spent
Hey, we
numerous.
saw with CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud had that great rookie year. The second year, not that he was awful or anything like that. He just
Right.
got found out a little bit more.
And now
Yeah.
look at him. He is struggling. He's getting beat up. This is all people. Look, for football people out there, football is about adjustment. There's nothing that nobody has ever seen. Slick has said that so many times, it's ridiculous. No matter what you think a player is, somebody has seen that before. We've seen a Jaden Daniels before. We've seen a Stroud before. We've seen all these type of players. And remember, the Commanders didn't draft well on their defense. They don't have enough offensive firepower. Slick, that's why I said
Derek Terry's been missing in action.
He's been missing. And again, after that, who do they have? And then defensively, Bobby Wagner is washed. As much as people, as Buck fans complain about Levante, I will say this: Slick, Levante ain't Bobby right now.
I think with Levante, I think it's more of a case of you can see signs. It's not like the case of his play is bad.
Yes.
Today, like he might have one bad play, maybe 3 bad plays in an entire game.
Yes.
But when you're looking at somebody who's playing the game poorly, and that's I don't watch enough Washington games to have an opinion on that. But for example, Devin White, when we had him, you could see consistent poor play that was constantly and it wasn't just the play; it was the effort on the play. If you're getting outrun by linemen to go and make a tackle,
that's
a problem.
Well, I've been watching Washington, Slick. I'm gonna tell you this right now: Bobby's washed. He should be Bobby Washner, because he is washed right now. He is. It's at this point, Slick. He needs to retire. See, Levante can retire at least going out on top. Bobby, somebody's gonna have to tell him, that one friend of the crew, Slick, that's just gonna keep it real with you. He needs a guy to be like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I love you. You gotta hang this shit up, Bobby. You looking bad out there. You getting dragged out there. Oh yeah, this person, Marshawn Lattimore, done. And not even before the injury, he was just ass afterwards. I'm enjoying that shit. I'm enjoying.
Can't argue with that shit.
Lattimore, your bitch ass is cooked. We tried to tell you that, but let's get to another situation that happened today, Slick, because this is another reason. Let's go on the other side. Why you don't give up the booty? The Indianapolis Colts gave away 2 first rounds for Sauce Gardner. That's okay. I'm sorry, Slick. 2 first rounds. He ain't Darrelle Revis. 2 first rounds. He ain't the Denver Broncos.
I think you'll need to get our binoculars out and look somewhere else, because right now, 2 first rounds.
First rounds.
You know what they could do? Here's a crazy thing. Like, this is that's an over like push. The Phillips trade to the Eagles, I'm cool with that. That makes sense, right? And even I would be like, that's not a bad trade, even if we could make it. But then I'm also thinking, like that, they're going, well, I got to get a replacement for Levante David. I've got to get a pass rusher anyway.
Yeah.
Phillips, I've looked at his stats. He's been injured. He's probably around the same level as Yaya Diaby. He's not that more elevated or below. I'd say he's at that level. He's a Yaya Diaby kind of player in production. So for me, I was like, do you really want to burn a third round pick? And if he doesn't pan out, I'm not saying he will or won't, then you've just burnt a third round pick, because he might. And then the second part is, if he does play well and he does have a good season, let's say he hits 10 sacks, all of a sudden people could be knocking down the door and you might not be able to compete money-wise,
Right.
put
Right.
a decent contract on the table for him
Mm-hmm.
because he's like, I'm a 10-sack guy now, and all of a sudden someone else comes knocking and they go, hey, we'll give you some real money if you come to us. And you go, okay, I'll go there. And then
Right.
you go, we wasted a third-round pick for a guy for half a year.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you got a Super Bowl out of that, I'd be all right. All right, hey, get a Super Bowl. Hey, thank you. But I get what you're saying, Slick. You again, that's why getting a player, guys, is a risk and reward, especially in the middle of the season. Unless that guy's a bona fide star, where it's like, okay, you'd be stupid if you didn't get him. Like, let's say if Myles Garrett out of nowhere, Slick said, I want to play for Tampa, and I'm willing to cut maybe 20% of my pay, but you now that's a guy that you pull the trigger on. If the Cleveland Browns say we want 2 first-round picks, you give them 2 first-round picks because it's Miles.
If you can make the contracts work and things like that, then I don't see it being.
No, and that's why the Colts.
That's a generational player.
Yeah,
and you know I do not throw that fucking term out.
I know you don't. He is a generational player. Gardner is not a generational player, and in my opinion,
no.
The Colts aren't ready, Slick, to take that.
I don't think they're a cornerback away.
Right, they're not. They are cornerback. They well, not anymore, but they need a better pass rush. They need receivers, and they're gonna need another running back to support Jonathan Taylor. In my opinion, Slick, you know this. You get to the playoffs. Hey, we're gonna neutralize Jonathan Taylor. Daniel, we still want you to beat us. The Pittsburgh Steelers just showed you how to stop them. When Taylor couldn't get it going.
I think they're a team that will get to the playoff, and I think they're a team that will get found out because they rely too much on their run game. They just rely, and there's nothing wrong with it because you're a team built on what you believe how you should win football games. But if you do not have the wide receiving power and the quarterback, then you start looking at your running game. Daniel Jones can complement that. He can be elusive on occasion for a Milky Bar kid.
Mm-hmm.
They're not known for their wide receivers as well. So at the same time, you're like, okay, he's given us plays in the past game that we didn't think we'd have, but we're still a running fucking football team. We're a run first football team. And what do you do to a run first football team? You take away their run and you force their quarterback to beat you.
And they don't have the pieces to do so. And now you're just now with that, you could have potentially with that first round pick for next year, you could have potentially go out there and get a wide receiver to go and help Daniel Jones. You could have gone out there and done a lot. So now you're adding a lot more pressure on your GM. They're going to have to knock it out of the park, Slick, on their second, third, and third round picks. They're going to have to knock it out of the park. They're going to.
If I was in the management room to the coach, I'll be saying to him,
"What's up?
You do know Jamal Dean's sitting right there. And he could probably cost a lot fucking less."
Yeah.
But the Buccaneers, if you were the Buccaneers, AJ, and I called you up and went, we're really interested in Jamal Dean, what would it take?
Nothing less than a third round pick.
Okay. So now you're not losing two thirds. Jamal Dean's a solid starter. He's not, don't get me wrong, he's no fucking amazing coverage expert or anything like that. I'm a fan. I've always been a fan of Jamal Dean. But my point being is he's going to be a free agent next year. That's somebody you could target. Maybe you get a head start and you target him right now and you go and put a package together and go, here, Buccaneers, third round pick, Jamal Dean. And the Buccaneers make, well, we really like Jacob Parrish the way he's playing at the moment. Really do with a third round pick because we would need to replace a few pieces.
Exactly.
We'll take it. I'm not saying that. I don't even know if they'd take it. I'm saying is why isn't that being looked at? Why wasn't that a rumor going around? Because he's been playing out of his skin the last few weeks. He is a solid piece, and he would instantly start on their football team. So you've got to. Sometimes you got to look. Okay, we're going to go and trade the fucking barn house for a cornerback. Mind.
That's not generational. He's not prime.
When it's multiple pick, I can understand one first, and then you get you go and get a big name person, right?
Right.
That's cool. I get that. The only people that I will put multiple first round picks on and I mean this honestly, is wide receivers, quarterbacks, and pass rushers, because they are the hard. And I wouldn't even go wide. I'm being nice with the wide receiving part there. Mainly quarterbacks and pass rushers. They are the hardest thing for a franchise to get.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's got a decent wide receiver. Everyone's got a decent wide receiver. Having elite wide receivers is a bit different.
Right.
But you can't win with an average quarterback. You got to win with a good one. You can't win with an average pass rush. You need to have a good one. Now, we're very good at using our blitzing and scheme to work around the fact that we don't have,
in a way, to overcompensate the pass rush.
Exactly. The fact that we don't have a Trey Hendrickson, a Myles Garrett, a TJ Watt, right?
Mm-hmm.
We supplement that with rotational pieces. We supplement that with our blitzing attack. And we have our DBs do it. We have our corner safety. We have our DBs do it. We have our linebackers do it. We have everyone do it. And we drop people out of coverage. We put coverages here. And that's what makes the Todd Bowles experience as a head coach, which is why he's such a good defensive mind of the game, because he's hard to beat because he moves so many pieces around.
Yeah, and you don't know what to expect. And again, the thing that's also giving us grace, in my opinion, Slick, is two key pieces, Winfield and Baya. Because of Baya being as good as he is, you have to double him, because let's just say, God forbid, we only had an average nose tackle. Slick, that defense, that blitzing shit would get us destroyed, because now you don't have to double. You don't have to double. You have to double Vita. If you don't double Vita, that's an insult, because then he's going to wreak havoc on your one guy, and then that opens it up for everybody else. So,
but don't worry, because Desmond Watson's going to come in and fucking change everything.
Oh God, look.
I'm going to play. There's no disrespect to kid. At least he's on the team now, though, so that's always a good thing. People can.
At the end of the day, Slick, we know what to expect. But like you said, a corner who is. You don't give that kind of shit up, and especially when you're not ready yet. It'd be different. Let's say if they had Garrett Wilson going to the Colts as well. Okay, I could see that, but you don't have enough. You don't have enough. Slick, we see this all the time. There's always that one team, Slick, that goes into the playoffs, and they had a good regular season record, and then they get bounced out. We saw that with the Minnesota Vikings last season. Had a hell of a record. When they got to the playoffs, what happened? They were instantly bounced out. So that's the Colts for me right now. I'm proud of Daniel Jones. He shows you that organizations can fuck with players, but that's not, to me, that was too much of a cost. Now let's get to this team, the Jets. Now, Slick, at this point, is Aaron Glenn safe? Do they, at this point, does Aaron Glenn need to really start thinking about his future? Because at this point, they just gave away shit.
It's not his choice, is it? That comes down to your GM. So I think he's safe for at least one more year. He got him a win. It was a decent win. I like his personality as a coach. I think he'd be a cool guy to have, a cool coach to have in the locker room. It is hard to go to the Jets and win. Coach Bowles tried it. You could take Aaron Glenn and put him in Tampa. Maybe he has more success. You could take Aaron Glenn and put him on a Texan team with some talent, team that's got upside to it. You know, you're not looking for your teams that aren't looking for their quarterback, but they're solidified. It is very difficult to go to a team that doesn't have a quarterback, be the head coach, and show them the fucking way, because
100%. And that.
Your quarterback almost echoes everything that you're saying, especially if he's offensive minded. But your quarterback is the echo of your head coach. And if you're looking for a guy, you don't really have that person. Like Baker in his first year with us, he didn't have command of that offense. That offense went through a load of it was leadership by committee, and then he established himself through and through to go, I am the guy.
Yes.
And
Yeah, that was good for him. He needed that. I think it no matter what, unless you're fucking Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, you must go through the growing pains. Slick. I think you need to earn your keep because that just think about what happened to the Bucs in the lost years. Too many players that got drafted were giving the keys to paradise without actually earning it. And we ended up being a joke. We ended up being a laughing stock in the way we performed.
It's
So
really difficult. It's really difficult to be a team that doesn't have a quarterback to go, right, guys, we're going to go and win.
right.
Because no one has faith in your quarterback. Doesn't matter how likable he is in the locker room. Doesn't matter how knowledgeable he is in the room. If he just doesn't win and he doesn't play well,
Yeah.
gives up the ball too much, you're gonna go, okay, yeah, he's a cool guy, yeah, I like him, but he's not taking us anywhere.
He's
Like
not somewhere I
I'm
could
sure
believe.
the Buccaneers, and I know there are people on there are members of the Buccaneers team back in, say, let's go 2019, that adored Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
But they know in their heart of hearts he wasn't leading them to a championship.
Right. And
They
then
knew it. They liked him because they're brothers, right? You're brothers. But in your heart of hearts, you knew he ain't taking this.
he ain't ready yet. Yeah, right. And I'm not.
Someone else is
Yeah.
going to have to do that job.
Yeah.
I think with Baker, it's how he carries himself.
Yes.
So the thing about Jameis is he's very charismatic. He's a bit of a goofball, and he's known for his silly speeches. He's known for it being, and we love him for it. It makes him one of the personalities in the NFL. But it's not. His speeches is the only thing that makes him elite, and his work ethic, because he's a hard worker. When you have Baker who goes, I'm going to go and fucking put my pads down and fucking go through someone to get the first down, you live and die for that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Your offensive line is galvanized by that. 100%. They're like, that's a guy I'm going to block for.
Yeah. And like you said, the culture wasn't there yet.
The respect is earned in blood, in sweat, and tears. He earned it.
And the way
takes time.
Yeah, and the way Baker has literally increased, has evolved each season, Slick. Now the Bucs are like, oh, we're in prime position. And let's get into that because we're going to talk about that. Because why, Slick? Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers went undefeated in the bye week because we were chilling. But with that being said, Buck fans, take a bow. Media did not think we would be where they were. They were too busy on their knees blowing the Falcons. How's that looking, y'all? Every fucking time y'all think the Falcons are going to do something, they show you they're not it. Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers are literally in a position where I said the ceiling, Slick, was 15 wins, and it's still up there, but you're in a position where the number one seed, Slick, is right there for the taking. The last 2 years, Slick, the bye week, we just were talking about just win the fucking division. Now we are still in a position where we can go, no, we can get number one. And it starts when the overinflated Patriots bring their patriotic asses down to Hillsborough County, 813, Dale Mabry Highway, Raymond James Stadium, and we're gonna put belt to ass. Now we're gonna break down how we need to do that. Slick, I'm just gonna say this. Now we're getting healthier. Before then, Baker Mayfield, guys, and the dude called this during the Saints game. He was wounded. The way that he was playing, let me just get to the bye week so I can heal. Now that they're healing, Slick, I think Baker's going to run more. I think he's going to do things, but not even that. I want to see this offense be explosive. There's no reason to grind it out against this team, Slick. Go out there. Grizzard, I'm talking to you right now, Grizzard. Yeah, you. Any of the followers of Grizzard, any family, relatives, friends, whatever, Glazer, Bowles, I expect to see mesh. I expect to see crossing routes. I expect to see Emeka running hitches. I expect him to see running comebacks. I expect to see Tez running up the seam, skinny post. I expect Sterling Shepard in shallow crossing routes. I expect Bucky to come back. Offensively, Slick, we gotta be aggressive against this defense. Put them away
Yeah,
early.
they can be good. They're good. I don't know how good they are against the run, but favorable teams are always going to be good defensively.
Yes,
Tennessee always were as well.
that's right.
So you know what you're gonna, you know the piece that you're gonna get.
That's right. And remember, Bucks fans, they're a scrappy team. Slick, they're the Panthers. The way that they want to win, they want to grind it out with you. They want to be there until the end. You get up
And here's
early.
my thing. I know we can't do man coverage and all this stuff. I know balls like don't feel you're out. Don't feel your way out in this game. Start fast, start strong, lock it down, make them believe that there's no fucking tomorrow. Score some points, and then maybe in the middle of the second quarter, then you can start with a little bit more playing with your coverages.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the first quarter should just be complete. I'm gonna say just man, but like lockdown or tight zone coverage. It cannot be soft. It can't be off. It's got to make, and it's got to be all your disguises, all those things, and then you take away, you stop the disguises, and this guy thinks all of a sudden it's easy, and then shut it the fuck down. Let him breathe for a minute. Let him think he's got his pace. Let him think the game's slowing down. Let him feel like he's getting into the game, and then you go, I'm glad you feel that way. Boom, welcome to my fucking world. And then he's on his ass again. He's on his ass again. And he's on his ass again. And then he's going, fuck, I thought I had him.
Yes. And if anything, Slick, the Falcons gave you a sort of a blueprint on what to do, because a lot of people were sitting back thinking, oh, AJ, no, what you don't understand is Drake May is so good against the blitz. Drake May is going to do this and that. And I'm sitting back like, no. Now, if I'm the Bucs, Slick, like you said, you play man early, not because it's just my philosophy, because everybody knows I live and die by man. However, in this game, Stephon Diggs is not the Stephon Diggs from the Buffalo Bills or the Minnesota Vikings. You can afford to play man against this team. They don't have anybody else on offense, and nobody is scared of Stevenson, the running back. Nobody is scared of Hunter.
He's injured at the moment. I believe he's injured. I don't know.
So there you go. With that being said, Slick, you're right. This is no need to fill this team out. This is a game where you're coming off a bye week. You should be fresh. Slick, they have 2 weeks. They would have 2 weeks to plan for this team. No excuses. Bowles, I'm expecting nothing less than 3 sacks. Offense, I'm expecting nothing less than 17 points that you can put up. Maybe 20. But the point is that what Slick said, put them away early.
Put away. Put off the gas, but you took it off. You went, okay, we're going to let you complete a few passes. We're going to let you get into the midfield, and he's going to get, I got a good feeling about this. And then you shut that shit down.
Yes, you shut it down.
And if they do score, you shut it down after that and go, right, that's it, guys. We thought we'd try this philosophy. It didn't work. They weren't supposed to score. Let's fucking knock it on the head. We're going to fucking have them.
That's right. And if you need to, Slick, I know sometimes it doesn't fill them out. When they do man, switch them. See put Zion on them for a little bit, and then see what Benjamin can do, because the length and speed to keep up with them. Move them around.
You rotate your corners in on him and just see who has the better feel for him.
That's right. I honestly, Slick, I know that it's a gamble, but I'm gonna get in that box. I'm gonna load that box. I want to see Winfield do a blitz or Tyke Smith do a blitz. Like you said, I want Drake May uncomfortable, confuse him. Let's use Savasier Dennis, Slick, in a blitz on the A and B gap. It's not like the Patriots have this great offensive line. I think their offensive line right now is average, which is nothing wrong with that. But with the Todd Bowles scheme, you can take advantage of an average offensive line. Look what we did to the Saints. Their line was like average. We're not playing Detroit. We're not playing Philly. Like you said, like look at what Bowles did against the Saints when he stopped fucking around and said, let me put the heat on them. They were cooked.
Yeah.
And we just saw Drake May. Drake May against the Falcons, Slick, did not have a fantastic game. He actually had a mid game.
No, when your running back's out, you can't play action. You can't do what did it? Hang on, let's pull up this bitch because I want to know what was going on.
Yeah.
So I just want to get a grasp of the game. I only saw it through scores because we were watching movies because it was around Halloween.
Right.
So
Right.
let's pull this up. 23-24. Go with the game stats. 110 rushing yards, which is pretty decent for the game in total. It's not great. They, to be fair, the Patriots dominated them in every facet of this game, except for how they got it that tight. I don't know. I don't know. Oh,
well, yeah. In reality, special teams lost the Falcons that game because the Falcons could have beaten them. If that kicker doesn't miss that field goal, it's an entirely different game.
That's my point, though. They had the ball longest, so they had the ball for almost 9 minutes more. Mm-hmm. They had about 5-6 more first downs than them. This is the Patriots.
Yeah,
they outgained them in total yards. They outgained them passing. They outgained them running. They had less penalties.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't return the ball as many yards, but you usually find a team that's chasing the game will return more because obviously they're not converting, so they get more possessions. They ran more total plays. The Falcons got more bang for their buck, and they did. Their yards per play is 5.3 versus 4.9. That's it, really. And then the turnover differential was 2 and 0. So,
and honestly, Slick Penix played his best game of his for the most part of his career. This game, he didn't do bad. He was playing very solid. When he needed to throw, he threw. That's why, if you look at it, the Patriots were up by double-digit points, Slick, and they let them come back. The Patriots don't have enough offensive firepower to keep their foot on the gas. Like you said, Slick, this is a Bucs team. You are primed. You're coming off. Like, my thing is, we're going to get a real tale of Baker's health, Slick, by watching him. If he takes off running when it's necessary, that's when I know he's back. Mecca, he's got 2 weeks off now, Slick, and he was doing fine, but I think he's gonna have an explosive day. I think he will. Now, who else they need to get involved in, Slick? He's got to be more innovative when he's at the goal line. No more of this HB dive shit 3 to 4 straight times. You have.
I think that was just trying to establish dominance. I think sometimes when you're running into a brick wall, go around it.
Go around it or pass. Get creative, Slick.
Don't run through it.
If you're gonna throw a fade like that, Slick, I would do that shit to either Otten or Durham. You have Durham, a 6'6" tight end. See what he can do. Hell, you could, or Slick, you could have did a double tight end where Durham blocks and then rolls out, or Otten blocks and rolls out. But again, I also think, Slick, in my personal opinion, like the dude was saying, maybe Baker, they didn't want to take that risk. They were saying, look, we know the Saints are ass. We're going to walk away with this victory, but we want to walk away in peace. Because did you see the good news, Slick? Gedeke is back to practice. So
that's the big one.
That means most likely he'll play. Bucky, in a social media thing, he said, I'm ready. That means more than likely he's back. So
he's saying he's ready. He's trying to get the fans G'd up. He's trying to get he's trying to get everyone going. So, yeah, absolutely, man. I think if you look at it from that perspective, it's always good, right? Yeah. And then what I want to see a little bit of Tez. I want to see a little bit of Cade Otton, and I want to see a healthy dose of our running game and a Mecca getting the ball. Chris Godwin could be back, maybe a little bit later. I don't know. I heard Chris Godwin was supposed to be back. I've not heard too much about the practices or anything this week if he's been practicing, but we know that Gedeke has suited up for practice, which is fantastic.
Which means that he's ready. Hell, I think this, like, for all we know, they were keeping the Bucs may have start getting smarter and said, you know what, Bucky, we know you could have been back for the Saints, but why? It's the fucking Saints. Gedeke, it's the fucking Saints. We're going to sit back and let you guys heal. Like, to heal to now where you were good last week, but now, oh, wow, guys, I got an extra wind in me now, and my body is refreshed. Baker will be refreshed. This bye week, Slick, couldn't come. No, it was a perfect time for a bye week because now everybody's going to be able to reset. Now Grizzard can take his ass to the drawing board and go, oh yeah, gee, I think AJ Turner got something. He's on to something when it comes to this shit. Run a spread on the Patriots.
I know you pretty well, so I'm pretty sure I know how this answer's going to go. What's your favorite route in football? And just generally.
My favorite route in football is either the slant, the hitch, or the go.
Okay. Mine is I love a corner.
You like corner?
Yeah, I like a corner route.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about pushing to the sideline. I think it can really fuck with the safety as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're especially in like a one high situation.
Yes.
You're I'd say like quite what's the best way of putting this? Not spread out. So let's say you play with a tight end and you're the wide receiver. I like that because it gives you a lot of flexibility of movement. And I also love that shit when you've got somebody else who's next to you, say like the tight end, and they're running a post. So the safety's got to sit there going, "Who the fuck am I going to go with?"
Right. And
so I like that shit.
The corner to me is good. For me, if your
everyone has a preference, right? One of those ones I think it looks pretty too.
This is why I love the hitch. It's a psychological thing against the DB, and you'll appreciate this. Like if that DB is gonna play like cushion or zone coverage, to me, a hitch is all about how you sell the run. I want him to think that I'm going to take a major deep go route. So he has to back up into full coverage where, okay, let me make sure I get my wheels turn so I can keep up with this motherfucker. And then you do that immediate turn. And now that man is 7 to 8 yards back off of you probably. So now he's like, oh shit, I gotta catch up. And look, let's say if that wide receiver is 6'2", 226, and your DB is 5'11", $182. Now he got to make a career choice. Shit, now I got to run and try to catch this motherfucker. I love the slants because to me it's a power thing. I want to see. I want to impose my will on you. Let's say if he tries to jam me, Slick, I want to be able to move and get off of that motherfucker and catch it. Now, overall, I like crossing routes when it comes to multiple players, Slick. I want to see linebackers go, fuck, especially the big ones that can't move east and west, or they'll fuck you up in north and south. But that east and west, I like to take the wind out of their lungs, where they're like, if this motherfucker runs this one more time, and I gotta speed up. But yes, the Bucs can also run a spread on this Patriots team because here's the funny thing, Slick. A lot of people, and I know it, they believe in their corners, but if they don't, you're gonna have to double Emeka. If you don't double Emeka, he's gonna cook. They believe in their corner there, but he's not stopping Emeka. I'm sorry, Slick. Patriot fans, he's good. I'm giving him credit. But if Emeka can get open on Sauce Gardner, who people believe he's a premier corner, your corner in New England ain't doing that shit. So, Slick, run a spread, air them out, see what they can do. I would test them. Okay. And then if it does look like it's going good and Slick and they get out of the box. Hey, Bucky, this your time. Make it happen, Bucky. Make them wish that they didn't do that shit. It's this game right here, Slick, to me is the game. This has to be a signature win because they're undefeated on the road, the Patriots. This is a game, Slick, where you come out swinging where you want to beat this team by at least 14 points. Establish that
dominance.
We need to establish dominance. Like you were saying, the best games that we've won this year, Slick, the two best games are the Seahawks and the 49ers.
Yep.
Those two games, we were in control for the most part. We were in control. Those two games were okay. These guys, I know the Seahawks was down to the wire, but you saw that. It's like watching that game. I was not worried about Baker. I knew when he had it under control. And then when I saw that Bowles was getting aggressive, and I knew Darnold, as much as I love Darnold, he's the guy. Slick. He's a Phillip Rivers, a modern day Phillip Rivers. He will put up some numbers, but when it's crunch time and that pressure hits him, he's gonna throw that interception. It's just in his nature. He's gonna throw a pick. So Slick, this game right here, you put belt to ass to the Patriots like you should. Now that gives you confidence, Slick, going to Buffalo. The Bucs have to win this game big, Slick, because you can't barely walk away.
You don't want to be going to playing the Buffalo on a loss.
On a loss, or you don't even want to go to Buffalo on a mid-ass win, like, oh man, we're struggling, because now you're playing a Bills team that's going to be firing hot now. Just best believe, Slick, Josh Allen,
they need to, yeah, right?
Yeah, they're riding high off of that Chiefs victory because it feels different this year. It's like, yeah, you bitches won't have us in the playoffs this year. When I watched that game, Slick, it's like, ooh, the tides might have shifted. Maybe this year now the Bills are like, yeah, fuck you when you get to the playoffs.
Yep. I mean, if you're the Bills right now, that's probably your mindset, right? You got to look at it. But I think they're kind of dropping the ball themselves. I don't think they're as good as they once were as well.
No, not at all. The fact that they lost Oliver.
It used to be them, the Ravens, and the Chiefs that you could guarantee were like the 100% locks. And I wouldn't even say the Bills have locked up their division yet. No, they're not even close to it.
Well, Slick, the AFC coach, the AFC ain't what it is. Remember, AFC was always hyped on being this barbaric conference. It's the NFC that this year that you go, oh shit. Imagine the Chiefs, if they were over here right now sticking the NFC, they might have a losing record.
And depending on what their schedule would be, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't wish it on anyone right now. I mean, no one would see the Patriots winning the division. Everyone thought it'd be Bills and then the Patriots probably chasing.
Right.
Let's go to the NFC North. That's always a crapshoot, to be fair.
To be honest,
it's been the Ravens for the longest time, for quite a while now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Ravens should be in there. The Ravens are struggling. The Ravens are fucking struggling.
Yeah, they are struggling because
you got the AFC South and
booty.
It's booty with a Jags team that's had a favorable schedule, and it's got the Colts who are doing pretty damn well. No one saw the Colts coming out to be a 7-2 team.
Nobody did. But the Texans, their offensive line is applesauce, and it's just Stroud can't even stay healthy.
Broncos, and they've been very good, and you could see that build up every year. Yep. They've taken a big leap this year, and then obviously the Chargers, they've taken a big spot too, and really kind of made the Chiefs struggle. I think the media darlings of the world are kind of going, fuck, we do with those referees right now trying to prove us right, because they'd always kept on banging that drum, and you know they're the third team. They're ranked third in the West. So then you go and have a look at the NFC, and it's the Eagles, who they have been, we expected them to be. No one's surprised at that. The Lions have dipped a little bit, even though the Packers got the draw.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions shouldn't be where they are at. The Lions should be the number one in their division. We're in where we're supposed to be, even though the big wigs and the people who talked it up, I went, oh, well, they're going to face some stiff competition from the Falcons, and I think the Panthers will be quite far behind. It hasn't happened that way, and it's been the Panthers who've kind of really made the risk or the stress out for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then the Seahawks to go and do what they're doing. We all knew the 49ers weren't going to be as good because they'd lost so many pieces. We just weren't sure if it was going to be the Rams, if it was going to be the Cardinals, and the Seahawks have emerged to gone, we've just seen the shift in power. Why don't we go fucking take it? Absolutely. And none of those three teams are shit. Not one of them is shit.
No, and that's why, and no team in the NFC is supreme. The Rams are beatable. Detroit beatable. Eagles beatable. And look, Slick, we're gonna get our answer when it comes to the Rams and the Bucs. That could be a potential NFC title game. Those two boys, because Stafford is playing MVP level like his favorite target Puka is back. Their defense can get shit done. So we are going to see. But to wrap this whole thing up, Buck fans out there, the Buccaneers simply cannot do this. for the rest of the fucking season, especially due to the free agency slick. I don't ever want to see this team come out flat. If you lose, it's because the other team just wanted it more. But the flat shit, that means the offense, no more slow starts. Your first 3 series, you cannot be slow.
I don't want to see a 3 and out on our first drive.
Exactly.
That stuff makes you go, oh, for fuck's sake. Like,
exactly. A Grizzard, this is all on you now. At this point, you're fighting not just for the division. I'm saying it right now. We got that shit. But number one, it'd be nice to come into Tampa and we get a bye week, because then you know what that means. Slick, Canty might be able to come back. And that's a good omen, because, hey, when Vita did it in our Super Bowl year, we won. Mike Evans most likely will be back by then. Hey, McMillan might have games under his breath. Godwin will be back in form. So at this point, if we can stay healthy from here on, significantly healthy, everything lines up the right way. So we're telling you this, Bowles, Grizzard, Glazers, Light. You cannot lose this game. This is a must-win game. This is a must-win game.
You know why else it's a must-win game?
Why is that, Coach?
You know for a full fact that if we were to lose this, I have zero faith in the Saints' ability to beat the Panthers, which means we then go we equalize with them.
That's
then
right.
we go to Buffalo. They go to the Falcons, or I think the Falcons come to them. They play the Falcons. We play. So we've got 2 tough games ahead, and then it gets easier. They have got 2 cupcakes, in theory, that they've got to go and do. They are division games, so there will be a little bit of extra spice on it. But if we walked out there with 2 losses and they walk away with 2 wins, they're in front in the division by a game. That's simple.
That's simple.
You can't afford to lose both. You can afford to lose one. You can take that bitter pill if you need to. But realistically, you want to walk out with both. You can afford to lose one.
That's right. So Buccaneers, the next 3 games, you got to go 2-1. You can't go 1-2. You have to go 2-1. 2-1, you're in business. 2-1, you're in business. Now, if you go 3-0, then you just that motherfucking team. Slick, we go 3-0. At that point, that shows me, oh, we ready for the big leagues. We ready for the bigger leagues, because right now we are still a moderate power.
And it still doesn't get any easier than this 3-game period. We need to walk away with a minimum 1, absolute bare minimum 1, because otherwise it looks like the same old bowl scenario. Can't win in the middle of the season, because we got that home stretch of 6 games, which are the easiest games that we've got. Now the Panthers are a bit more of a threat. We know that.
Yeah,
that's why these games are important. You've got to come away with 1. At bare minimum, you come away with 2. We're looking good. We come away with 3. We're that team. We could possibly cruise all the way.
That's right. So, guys, as you know, that's it. These are must-win games. But again, I always want to thank my Buck fans and people who are football fans out there for tuning in on a fire-ass podcast, Bucs Report the Aftermath. My co-host Slick, please check him out. Again, you can always check us out on iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube. You can see our handsome faces right here. If you want to see me talk into more depth and make people look silly on TikTok, AJ Turnup is where you want to be at. I go live Tuesdays of my prime days for the most part. So if you want to check that out, by all means, because I've been cooking a lot of motherfuckers on there and they owe me an apology and my big ass to kiss. So with that being said, y'all, check out my YouTube channel. It's about bucking time as well. As always, go Bucs, and let's put belt to ass and cheek clapping to the fucking Patriots. Fuck y'all. Fuck your Boston Tea Party. Fuck your clam chowder. Fuck the town. That's right. Over and out.
I love it. Well, that's it, guys. It's that simple. Beat the Patriots. It gets you on that stead. It keeps you going. It keeps you even. It keeps you going. It keeps that space that you have in the division that is a little bit tight now that there's only a game, you keep that game going. And if somehow the Saints got a pair of nuts and beat Carolina, all the better for us. The next 3 games are going to be the toughest games we're going to face. We're going to face 3 winning football teams in a row. After that, losing football team. Not sure on the Falcons at that point in time, but probably a losing football team. Then you got the Panthers. Depends on where they're at. Dolphins, losing football team. Panthers, depends on where they're at. There's 3 teams that might not even be. There's 3 games there that are teams that will be below 500. And there's 2 games I would say that there might be teams that are either 500 or slightly above. That's what's in front. It is that simple. We've got to go and get ourselves healthy. We've got to go and see who's turning up to practice. Got to see that. We've got to see who practices and what fashion they practice, whether it be limited or full. That's going to give us an indicator of who's going to be playing this game, especially when it comes to the Friday practice. We have to be fucking ready. This is a big one. All right. I already had us winning 12 to 13. I had 13 as my ceiling. AJ was a bit more optimistic than myself. He had 14 winning. There is no reason that your Tampa Bay Buccaneers can't do that. 14 is still attainable at this point. It's still attainable. We just got to go get it. It's not off the cards yet. 14 wins would be amazing. 13 wins would be amazing. 12 wins would be amazing. 11 would be like, okay, we're better, but we're not that much better. We're better than we were last year, but we're not that much better than we were last year. It's all to play for, guys. We've got a few more days before the games kick off, and the Buccaneers need to be ready. About to ask, win any way you can, walk away with the dub, and then let's go and see how it goes when we put the show on the road. On that note, Bucs on me, Bucs on 3, 1, 2, 3, go Bucs!